Yes, people. It's your boy Jerry taking over Usman Talks United. You've seen the news. Hey, the smile says everything. Ralph Ragnick close to agreeing to become Manchester United's interim manager. 6-month deal. The most important thing, though, the 2-year consultancy role. Obviously, as a lot of you, I'm not really too clued up about this guy, but this is good vibes, man. I've got an esteemed panel in the background to break it down. So I'll be your host for this evening. Yeah, man, smash the like, subscribe if you're new, because this could be the start of something new, man. I know that's a High School Musical quote, but it is what it is, man. It's straight vibes. We've got Najee, Alice, and Usman in the background. So guys, strap in and let's get into the video, man. We are loading, people. We are loading. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the show, man. Smash the like I said before we get into it. It's good times, man. Let me introduce you, my co-host. You already know his name. He's the host of the channel. He's gladly let me host tonight show, and I'm very, very appreciative. But Usman is in the building. Look at that smile on his face, people.
Come on, people!
Come on, man. What are we saying, bro? How you doing, man?
Oh, mate, this is probably the happiest I've been in a long time as a Manchester United fan. I mean, I know people always say that when a manager's been, I mean, not always, but when a new manager comes in, you apart from Moise, generally you're happy, new start, all that good stuff. But this man is coming in with so much pedigree, which I'm sure we're gonna obviously dissect very soon. But yeah, absolutely buzzing, people. Let's go.
Big up Usman every time. Next on the list, she knows her football awards nomination. Alice Talks Football is in the building. Big up Alice every time. Rangnick is at the wheel. How you feeling?
Big up for having me on. Ragnick's at the wheel. Tell me, how good does it feel? It feels great, because you know what? I think this is the end of McFred. And I think it's the end of negative football. I can't see him playing at Fred, but we'll probably get into that. I'm gassed because I was expecting United to generally get someone like Steve Bruce in. My expectations for United are this low, so to have Rangnick in and him getting a job afterwards, I'll take it.
That's the main thing. And next on the list, my sunshine, my only sunshine. Lady, it's in the building. West guys are great. Yes, lady.
Come on, team. Is what it is, man. Big up the team, man. What are you saying?
Listen, what you saying, man? You're here to break it down, man.
Listen, it is what it is. End of the day. Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest with you. Obviously, I haven't been running many spaces recently. Only recently, obviously, today I did. But a couple of days ago, I took a break because I went actually down to America to go chat to them Glazers. And let them know. I said, listen, I'll be honest with you. You stop making some footballing decisions, big man. Because if you don't, it's game over. It's curtains. I'm going to jump back on my plane, fly back home as if nothing happened, and go teach the young people on the weekend. We've never had this discussion. What do I find out today? Ralph Rangnick coming through. They listen to me. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Trust me. I've got my team on lock. It's game over. So, yeah, man, listen, jokes aside, bunch aside, it's a great and an unexpected signing that's looking to be done. I can't wait to get into it, man.
Yeah, like I said, people, I'm just the host in it. I'm acting as a neutral. I have no clue who this guy is. I just know he knows his football. So I've got the esteemed panel to educate me and to educate you. So leave your comments in below. Anything you want to know, the guys can dissect that for you. Yeah, let's get straight into it, man. Obviously, big up Ty from Trafford Tunnel. He gave us the drop, and he gave us the eyes. He gave us the subliminals, the riddles. Rangnick is close to agreeing. Obviously, he's not official, but listen, when David Ornstein tweets like that, he put his neck on the line, and I believe it 100%. So, Mr. Usman Talks United, talk to me, man. Rangnick, what was your initial reaction as soon as you saw the news, man? Because this is huge.
I think Ali summed it up absolutely perfectly. My standards of this club are in the gutter. I mean, for me, I'm there thinking, you know what, I'll take Brendan Rodgers. That's because I mean, not because I wanted him, but just for the sheer fact that Rangnick was an absolute pipeline dream. I mean, it's like, it just didn't seem realistic, although it should have been realistic given, you know, the sort of materials we have as a football club and the pull we have as a football club. The guy's out in Moscow, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, Man United is obviously a massive pull for him, but I just didn't think they'd make the right decision. I just thought they're going to go down to Brendan Rodgers. I mean, Steve Bruce, Lord have mercy, have some self-respect. Man was just chucking himself about, with his agent and that. You chill out, Bruce, man. You're a grown man, you know. Have some dignity now. But these ex-players coming out, Peter Schmeichel, I mean, I loved you as a goalkeeper, but as soon as you've opened your mouth, you're an absolute, I can't say what I want to say. I mean, the agenda from the media in general, everyone's pushing Steve Bruce, everyone's pushing Brendan Rodgers. We heard the pot cycle. But, yeah, this has come somewhat left field because I didn't think the board would actually make the right call. This is an absolute worldie of a decision. I couldn't actually ask for a better scenario. So, yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing with the situation.
Yes. Wait, quickly, do you want to give the owners a bit of credit, or we'll just wait?
Nah. I mean, look, I'm going to give Najee credit for obviously getting on the plane and obviously sorting them out. You know what I'm saying? Like, end of the day, you know, if it wasn't for him and if it wasn't for Saeed's 10-man protest, this wouldn't be the case. I mean, shout out to Saeed, man. You know, man down. Yeah, you get me, Saeed. You love that thing. But listen, everyone's played their part. Obviously, you know, they must have been scared of the protest and whatnot, alongside with the pressure from the club, the fans, etc., etc. And look, I'm not going to give them any credit, to be quite frankly honest with you, because this isn't something that they need a part in the bag. This is something what we expect at Manchester United Football Club. This is something that should have happened a long time ago. One of my good friends, Daniel, as some of you will know, a Chelsea fan, his first response was, yeah, it's a brilliant appointment. But his second reply was, well, I'm happy it didn't happen 6 weeks ago. I mean, and I asked him, what do you mean by that? Obviously, knowing what he's going to say, he was saying, well, if it happened 6 weeks ago, Man United would have been in the title race. It's as simple as that. It's happened too late in terms of this season. But obviously, in terms of the bigger picture, then, you know, it'll pay dividends in the long run. But, yeah, for me personally, no credit to them. They're just doing what we expect as Manchester United fans.
Yeah, before I come to you, Najee, obviously, big up everyone watching. Smash a like I said before. Diego saying big up. United Way, always supporting, always in the comments.
Yes.
So glad to see a footballing genius come out of club, hopefully paving the way for Ten Hag. Listen, we'll get to the manager suggestions at the end about the permanent job. Diego says Ralf Rangnick won the German Cup with Schalke in 2011, took RB Leipzig to the final 2019. Eddie, shout out Eddie. I met Eddie in the last stream. Usman, top guy, man.
My G, Eddie.
Big up, listen, respect to you every time. Listen, the famous quote that I said on Usman's stream earlier in the year. It's time to collect. It's time to collect, bro. Hey, listen, shout out to Eddie again. United just got a bit more serious. Look up this fatherhood of Gegenpress. The guy's a professor, has some trophies too. Najee, obviously, you know a lot about this guy. Like I said, I'm just a neutral. Educate me, please. What have we just signed to this club?
We have just signed a pioneer in German football, ladies and gentlemen. I'll say it one more time. Pioneer of German football. He is literally Tuchel's daddy. Not sugar daddy, daddy. Like, when Tuchel asks for, like, a little change to go corner shop, he goes, Daddy, can I have, like, you know, a Snickers and a couple crisps? And Rangnick's like, listen, if you work hard, son, you can have whatever you want. So leave the pound, work hard, and when you're 18, you have £100 to go corner shop with. That is Rangnick. I'm telling you now, literally pioneer of German football. Incredible man. Now, as a manager, a lot of people were saying, is he better than Tuchel and Klopp? In my opinion, I don't think he is as good as a manager. But the gas and where we are getting gas right now is genuinely what he does at board level. Yes. The Red Bull situation, when they were just jumping on the scene, my man is the pioneer of those teams. If you want to look at his director of football, incredible. He is the mastermind behind the reason why Klopp and Tuchel have been so successful. Why German football is at the top of its game in that respect. If you want to see about structure and you want to see how football is run, you literally just have to just go on Preda, man. You know what I mean? Jump on your YouTube, do basic research if you haven't had the appreciation to watch him. sort out that German league football, in my opinion. Absolutely incredible sign. I'm just gobsmacked that we've been able to think in that manner. I do remember, as I said earlier in the space, that about 3 weeks ago, maybe 3.5 weeks ago, there were reports saying that we were linked to him, and that the conversations were going along the lines of he wanted a director of football's role if he was to become the interim manager, and it looked like the reports were kind of going cold after that.
Yeah.
So what I'm assuming, based on reports that, especially from concrete journalists, putting 2 and 2 together, I'm assuming they had him in mind but weren't keen. And then I believe, obviously, certain managers haven't been able to come through. They've gone back to Ralph, and then he's not a stubborn man, but he knows what he wants. And I genuinely believe. No, I don't know. I wasn't there for the conversation. I didn't get back from the flight. Do you know what I mean? Until when time went. But listen, I genuinely believe a conversation has been had between them where he's definitely said to him, look, this is your issue. This is what I can sort out. This is what I will sort out. But you need to release some power. Otherwise, you're going to have the fan base on your back 24/7. It's going to get even worse from here. Your club's in disarray. Let me sort it out. Give me this level of power, and you can carry on doing your bits. And I think genuinely, that's exactly what's being had.
Yes, Alice, I know you're busy typing away, probably doing your research on Rangnick yourself.
She's probably doing a uni probably, bro.
Give us your initial reaction when you heard the news this afternoon.
I was gassed. I was gassed because, as I said earlier, my expectations for United are really, really low. That I was just like, oh, they'll say Carricky's at the wheel for a couple more weeks. I thought we were going to get someone crapping because we were linked to Rangnick, and I actually talked about it on my stream last night. I said, oh, we're linked to Rangnick, but if he comes, he wants to have a job after. And I said, no, in United, they won't get him because they'll want businessmen on the board. But I said in my stream yesterday, actually, if United get Rangnick in and get him as sporting director, they're actually saving themselves money because we've spent so much money on shit transfers, absolutely bad transfers. And I said in my last year, so I was like, actually, the Glazers are businessmen, but they're rubbish businessmen if they don't want Rangnick in to be on the board. Because if you get someone good on the board, you spend less money, even if they don't have a business brain, because they'll do their job better. And I said it makes so much sense to get Rangnick in that I felt like they wouldn't get him in because it just made too much sense to. And, they don't like to do the move that makes sense to the Glazers. We know that. And then when I went on my phone today, I thought, oh, we'll probably get Poch and, the PSG's match done. Then I saw a bit of Rangnick contact and all of that. And I said, look, I'd love Rangnick, but I never thought it would happen because it's like Rangnick, Ten Hag, they're the kind of things that the fans want. And Man United never do what the fans want, so we don't expect it to happen. And then all of a sudden, I was like, what? Wait, it's happened? I looked at David Ornstein's tweet about 3 minutes after he tweeted, and I was like, is he serious? And I was like, well, it's Ornstein, Yeah. And I was like, I was shocked. I was not expecting that.
Look at the thunderstorm you're causing, Alice. Coach.
Yo.
Coach Kojo, welcome to the stream, my guy.
Love my guy.
Listen, the news has broke. Obviously, it's not official, but this could be the start of something new. And I know I said it before. High School Musical quote, the start of something new, bro. Break it down to me. Rangnick, what's he gonna bring to this club? First as a coach, and then as a consultant. Because that word consultant, I don't know if it's is it a buzzword or like is he director, consultant, advisor? Tell me what going, man.
So firstly, what he brings is I think everyone wants an attacking coach. Everyone wants a manager that just knows the style of play that he wants to implement. The one thing I like about him is that he's very tactically flexible. So we're talking about someone that's done 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-4, 4-2-2-2, 3-4-1-2. Just different formations because he's not afraid to try things. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to give players opportunities. He's not afraid to put players in different positions, but positions that make sense, not Pogba right wing. Actual positions that make sense. So that's the first thing. And I think the second thing is, look, he's very clear about the kind of players that he wants. I mean, you've seen video clips come out of him, about him, I mean, today rather. Stuff like even him criticizing Luke Shaw, saying that United need a better left back than Luke Shaw if they're going to go forward. And that was last year. So if he's saying that last year and considering the form Shaw's in right now, that means Shaw's already in trouble. But that's the kind of thing that we need. We need someone that's not afraid. It's not about criticism. It's about not being afraid to just say, you know what, you've not been informed, so I'm not going to play you. So, Carrick, we didn't want Carrick long term. Carrick doing Champions League game and then the weekend game is more than enough. But even him, he dropped Bruno Fernandes. That's a big call. He said, I'm gonna drop this guy because he's not been in good form, and he hasn't been in good form.
Yeah.
So he did the right. He made the right choice for the fans' opinion anyway. And when it comes to this consultancy thing, so I don't know if I can get excited about it because United have a history, and I forgot the scout that came in a couple of years ago. He went back to Zenit St. Petersburg after he joined us. It was with Mourinho's time, and he pretty much said, "Look, you guys hired me for my expertise, didn't let me use it, so I left." So I don't want Rangnick to be manager, do well, and then obviously go upstairs and have all his ideas and his philosophy about how to get the club better and bring in better quality talent, younger talent that can come through the ranks and really build a dynasty at United. I don't need to have all those ideas and for it to not be utilised. So he could be telling United these things. He could be trying to show them the way, play like a sort of director of football kind of role. But if you don't let him actually get everything by the horns, give him the keys and just say, look, go and do the thing, it's going to be a waste of his time also. So let him do his thing as manager. I know he's here for a couple of months till the end of the season. But even then, I say, regardless of whether it's a 7-month thing or a 7-year thing, when it comes to the January transfer window, if he wants players, give him players. Don't waste time. Because he's someone that thinks short-term and long-term, and it's always for the betterment of the club. He does that everywhere he goes. So, give him the keys. But other than that, for the next 7 months, I'm happy. I'm good because I know this is someone that is going to come with the right ideas and make this team better.
Yeah, Kojo, just to add to that, obviously, first of all, shout out to Big Ron. I'm doing well, my brother. Hopefully you as well. So in terms of the consultancy word, that was the one word that somewhat threw me off. It seemed like a typical Ed Woodward word. When you don't want to give power away. It's like, I don't know what to call it.
You jumped in nicely there, but
so it was a bit of a weird wording, but Fabrizio Romano's come out and cleared and made it very clear, saying Rangnick would not have accepted the job unless he had power. I mean, he rejected Chelsea. This isn't a dig at Chelsea, but he rejected Chelsea prior to Tuchel's arrival. I think this time last season, actually, they wanted to get Rangnick as an interim as well. However, he said he didn't want to be interim unless he would go on the board, and they obviously said no to that. And then he said he would never be an interim unless that was the case. And in Man United scenario, obviously those conversations have happened, and Fabrizio Romano has made it very clear that he does have power and say in the transfer. So for me personally, hearing that from a credible source, again, that's Fabrizio's words, not mine. That is the thing that is going to change Manchester United Football Club at this next period of whatever happens in the league. Obviously, we'll get into his tactics and who it benefits, etc., player personnel-wise. But for me, the fact that we finally got a football person in the top in making the footballing decisions is going to be absolutely integral for really setting the structure for future successes. And this is something the fans have been crying out for such a long period. And the fact that it's finally happened now, I'm absolutely buzzing, honestly. I think this is the best case scenario, as I mentioned earlier. And I think a lot of... Go on, Kojo.
I was going to let you finish. I just want to add one more thing after you finish. So
I think a lot of fans need to understand that obviously the consultancy word is a bit of a weird one because obviously it's either sporting director or not. But it does seem like he's going to have the power and the say. And obviously his track record at RB Leipzig, Hoffenheim, and the other clubs he's been at, I mean, it goes without saying, the guy's literally discovered so many gems in the game. And like Kimmich is one of the people, Mane, obviously Poulsen, who's not really as big a name as the two, but in general, for bargain basement, upper corner, etc., etc. So yeah, for me personally, man, bro, this is it. Man United are collecting, Jerry. You might be right. After all the nonsense that you said at the start of the season, it turns out you were a visionary. You knew. So, and as Sancho would say, scary was not for us, but for the opposition. That's all I'm going to say.
That's the energy we need. I know other rival fans are a bit salty, but listen.
Fuck it.
When United are hated, that's when we come alive. So,
bro, that's what it is. And you know what? I think for me, the biggest thing is I'm happy that we took someone that's not part of the United family. Because the thing is, like, I understand you want to continue your legacy, and that's beautiful. That's stunning. I love that. It's like a family affair, you know. You have a son, you call him, I don't know, Kojo Jr. or whatever. But, bro, like, Sir Jerry, Sir Jerry. You know what? From now on, it is Sir Jerry. I'm going to change your name on my phone. It's not going to be Jerry no more, Sir Jerry. But it's like, you brought in Fletcher, and Fletcher, to me, Fletcher is a football man because he's a former footballer. He loves the game, he loves the club. But I feel like when you're talking about going from above the manager, you need experience, man. You need
Experience.
experience. Age, you can talk about age at management, you can talk about age with players, but when it comes to the boardroom, you need people that know what they're doing from start to finish. These men haven't got their doctorate yet. They're not ready for the role. This is a big Man United. Just because you played there doesn't mean you earn something there. You have to earn your way all the way to the top as well. So it's very important that we got him in. That's outside ideas. He's not thinking about Alex Ferguson. He's not thinking about Matt Busby. He's not thinking about Ryan Giggs. He's not thinking about Philip Neville. He's not thinking about Henning Berg or Eric Jumba Jumba. He's thinking about Ralph Ragnick and what he can do for Man United. So that's why I want him, man.
Big one quickly. I didn't say the quad. If Usman, he was there, I said the treble. The treble's still on, by the way. Listen, FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League. It's still
we got some love.
Hey, fans. Yeah.
Man.
Alice.
Yes, fans. Yeah.
Fan
Yeah, fan mail. Fan mail. Message.
She has got her channel as well. If you want to check that out, just throw that out there.
Alice Talks Football. Make sure you subscribe, people.
Yes,
subscribe.
Yeah.
But, just moving on, Najee, obviously, the philosophy is the big talking point. And looking at our squad now, what players do you think will flourish and what players will get found out? Because for me, I got a few names that I think you're just gonna fall by the wayside.
This is gonna be beautiful.
Or can he improve certain players, or do you think the cream will rise to the top with regards to the players?
I genuinely believe he can improve every single first team player there. He's very, very intricate. However, the improvements that those certain players that I will mention shortly, the improvements that they make, I genuinely don't believe will be good enough. And I think it'd be very, very cutthroat in the sense of, yeah, I could improve you, but I ain't got the time to improve you. I need better now, and I can improve as a squad. So, with that being said, I genuinely believe Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Maguire are going to be big issues, massive issues. Now, that's the first point of call for a red flag for me in terms of the Glazers, because I'm going to call an amber flag, because let's say the newfound Glazers have found their identity. Now I've gone and chat to them. Maybe they'd be like, you know what? I know I've spent nearly 130 million on Bissaka and Maguire, but I'm going to trust you, Ragnick, and say, you know what? I'll run with it, whatever. However, the way we play football, there's going to be no room for any sloppiness in terms of that back four, because we press hard and press high. So that's what's going to happen. And ultimately, when I look at those centre backs and I look at them wing backs, they're going to have to be on job. Bissaka will not make the cut, in my opinion. Maguire, as I said, and Luke Shaw. Scott McTominay may scrape through, but he will, because he's got the energy and the passion in terms of the work rate. I believe he'll be able to work up to Ragnick's efforts. Whether he will be a star player or have that little spark, I don't think he'll be able to coach him well enough to get a spark out of him. However, similar to a Jordan Henderson or an Oxlade-Chamberlain at Liverpool, who will get a job done out of them, a James Milner, I think he would be a squad player and could make the cut. One thing I do want to see, and 100% know, that if Fred is played as an 8 and we are playing high pressing, he's got the intelligence to intercept high. Again,
we saw that last game, yeah.
Of course. And his work rate, a lot of people talk about his work rate not being great. He runs around under Ollie, he runs around like a headless chicken. And in my opinion, Scott McTominay was hiding many of the time, so it was easy for him to have a good game because Fred was the one out of position. He was on the left wing getting bullied, he's on the right wing getting bullied, no matter what. But he was always the one being there. I never saw McTominay in them positions. So I'll be very interested to see which one he uses or trusts first out of those two, because one of them will get played, I promise you that. But Van der Beek 100% will be played. I do worry for Pogba and I worry for Martial. You've got to understand, fans, that your favourite players, as Aaron rightly said in the space earlier, your favourite players, and I agree with him fully, your favourite players may be benched. Ronaldo, potentially, if you think about Ronaldo, I'm not saying he will be benched, but what I'm saying to you is we can get away with having maybe 8 to 9 pressing players and maybe build the team around Ronaldo's structure around Ronaldo to maintain him. However, don't be surprised if Ronaldo starts getting a bit of a dip and it's Cavani there or it's a Greenwood, someone there. Your favourite players will probably be benched, won't be starting, but this is about the club. The club is bigger. And for me, and I'll finish on this, it's a case of we need these standards back. No one should be entitled to play for this club. I've seen Wayne Rooney get benched as a captain. I've seen him being dropped in semi-finals in Champions League. I've seen Scholes get dropped. I've seen Van Persie. I've literally seen everyone get dropped. Know what your name is. You're never bigger than the club, and those are the standards we need to get back to. So if players are dropped out, at least the other players who've been getting regular time when they shouldn't have been will now start going, Ross, I have to earn my place, and they can start to work on a different mindset then. So yeah, a couple of your favourite players won't be, in my opinion, staying around long enough to see 90 minutes, maybe get 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and they would have to play their way into that first 11. All in all, that's a positive as far as I'm concerned, because it's been a long time since we've had those standards.
I heard that. Back to you, Usman, quickly. Obviously, who do you think's cooking with Rangnick? Because we've got a lot of players in the squad. Like, who jumps out to me first? Like, he's going to be where the excitement is real, man. Like, who do you think is going to flourish the most in the system?
Listen, there's one name. There's two people in particular. But one man, Mr. 007 himself, Jadon Sancho. Listen, all the rivals, who have been bantering Sancho, you guys might as well delete your tweets now. I beg. This is your warning to delete your tweets. Because I'll tell you one thing. When he's playing a 4-2-2, which is what Rangnick does, so a variation of the 4-4-2, he plays with two inverted wingers, i.e. Sancho and potentially Rashford in this case. Sancho is going to be on another level. Sancho's strengths, decision-making and transition play. Rangnick's philosophy, I want you to attack in 8 to 10 seconds. He literally instills that in training week in, week out. Sancho does this in his sleep. This guy is going to be an absolute revelation. Pressing football, high-octane football, taking risks. That is what Sancho is about. This guy, alongside Van der Beek in midfield. Oh, my days.
Hey.
Oh, my days. It's going to be scary. Oh, not for us. I tell you that right now. I'm absolutely gassed to see what Jadon Sancho can do. 21-year-old player coming to a new league. People already writing him off based on numbers, not based on actual performance, because the guy's been putting good performances here and there, showing glimpses of what he's capable of. And he finally got his goal. This couldn't have happened a better time for Jadon Sancho. For me personally, of course, there will be other players, but he is the one that I look to really get the best out, well, really benefit from Rangnick's appointment.
Now, everyone, I've seen in the comments, they're all shouting Pogba. Kojo, what are you saying about Paul LeBill? But do you think he suits, or can he adapt his game to this high pressing, high energy game? Because we know Pogba's mannerisms, and he's a bit. I'm not sure, man. Like, what's your thoughts on Paul Pogba in the system?
No, he can work. Look, people. I hate the term system players, even though there are a lot of them currently. But look, I think with Pogba, I feel like he can fit in the system. Rangnick's system isn't just about pressing with everybody. It's pressing at the right time. So, for example, he likes his wingers to press the centre-backs first. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Rashford now zinging in out of nowhere, or Jadon Sancho zinging in instead, trying to block the first pass. And then when it comes to midfielders, someone said that he's going to use Fred, and I think Fred would be perfect for that kind of role. Look at sort of like how Carrick used Fred in midweek. Just got him his energy, pressed from the front very quickly. Ronaldo's there, and that's the biggest thing as well, because United fans have been screaming Ronaldo don't press, and that's why they went in Martial up front. I'm like, well, Martial don't press either, so that's a big issue in itself. And that's what someone was saying earlier. Obviously, that people like Martial could be in trouble. People like Pogba could be in trouble as well. If Pogba does not pull his weight, if he doesn't press the way that Rangnick wants him to press, he won't be seeing the pitch. He'll be a bench player coming off the bench. That's just where it's going to be. He's got the quality, and I think he's got the work ethic to do it. It's just about whether he wants to do it. He does it for France. He used to do it for PSG as well. PSG, bloody hell, I'm speaking things into existence. Fucking hell. He did it for Juventus as well. Sorry. So.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first. Pogba to PSG.
PSG. There you go. That's your exclusive. So
that could run, bro. That could run. If Zidane goes to PSG, you're on the money.
I think that is very.
On the money. Don't worry about it. You're good.
He's always waited to play on Zidane, hasn't he? That's what he's saying. So, I think Pogba will be fine. I think a lot of the players that we worry about will be fine. My issue with a lot of these players is on the ball. That's where it scares me the most. Now, don't get me wrong. Defensively, a lot of our players off the ball are scary also. But on the ball, we have been, oh my God, we've been terrifying. And And that's not even a compliment. Because when you use terrifying, usually you're talking about a terrifying front three, and this is not a terrifying team.
This is negative terms.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, obviously, I think you guys mentioned Wan-Bissaka. That boy is in big trouble.
Huge.
Listen, let me tell you right now. Let me tell you, he's in big trouble because, like, someone like Dallo fits the system because Dallo's got boundless energy, and when it's time for him to press forward and go forward, he makes a lot more sense going forward than Wan-Bissaka does. Wan-Bissaka doesn't have to go forward with the ball still. People tell me he's improving. He's not improving. So he's another one that's in trouble. But I think Pogba can fit fine. It's just about whether they want to do it. I think you will see more Van de Beek and Fred midfields. And Bruno is going to thrive in this as well, by the way. Because Bruno, Rangnick's football allows space. Yes. And if Bruno and Sancho can get space and find Ronaldo, then those three will enjoy it. I don't know about left wing because Martial and Rashford at this point, one is just trying to be a languid Berbatov, but he hasn't got the technique for it. And the other one, even when he's 5 yards outside of the goal, he will do a dipping shot for no reason. So, I mean, one way or another, we're going to find out who the weakest link is out of those two and one that's going to falter.
I'm excited. You know, gassing me, bro. Obviously, first game Arsenal, but you see the Chelsea game, guys. Do you think Rangnick's going to have any input in that game? Alice, I'll come to you because...
Yeah, I mean, everyone in the chat is asking for Alice. When's Alice just literally on the contest?
Alice, talk to the people.
So Rangnick, I mean, look, we haven't beat we haven't beat Arteta with Ollie and those coaches. So I'm very glad that Rangnick's coming in for that game because if we lose to Arsenal and we got battered by Arsenal, we couldn't go on Twitter for a week. Because it would be horrible. Yeah, you know what? Like getting back to Arsenal would almost be worse than getting back by Liverpool because Arsenal are a shit team. Yeah. But I'm happy that Rangnick's coming in. I expect him to have an impact, even in a short time. There's that new manager bounce. The players are going to want to play for him. And at the end of the day, you know, we play in Arsenal, and our squad is levels ahead of Arsenal's squad. And our squad with a good coach, even if they only have a few days together, should beat Arsenal. And as you said earlier, you know, I Donny van de Beek, I think it's going to shine under Rangnick. You know, we saw what Donny van de Beek could do in the pivot in the second half versus Watford, and him and Sancho linked up quite well. I mean, Sancho's just arrived, and, you know, Rangnick, a lot of the coaches that worked under Rangnick went to Borussia Dortmund. So the way that Rangnick plays is very Borussia Dortmund-like. So you're going to see Sancho in his almost element, playing technical, high-pressing football. We know that Sancho presses. We know that Sancho's quite good defensively. He very much suits the Rangnick style with Donny. And I think we're just going to see exciting football because we've been like almost like a B-Tech Burnley the last year. It's, you know, we're literally just sitting back with two CDMs. Like,
Burnley, you know.
Ollie is like, it's just a bad version of Sean Dyche ball. It's so negative. And now we're going to play expansive football. And I think, you know what? I'm ready for the Arsenal game and I'm pumped for it.
You know what? Not to be a Debbie Downer, but are we getting a bit too excited? Because for me, even walking home...
Is this coming from the man that's ever winning the treble this season?
No, listen to me. Obviously, I'm trying
to... Do you actually think we're winning treble?
Ask him again. Ask him again.
Ask him
again. Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Treble?
Answer the question, bro.
We are winning, please.
Answer the question.
Well, connect to listen.
Yeah. So man's saying we're being too excited.
Don't do this. Answer the question. We're winning.
What's going on?
Listen, beat Chelsea is only 9 points. You feel me? We beat Chelsea, it's only 9 points. Champions League, we're already through to the next round. FA Cup ain't kicked in yet. Listen, it's possible, man. Like, I know you're giving me a death stare right now.
Listen, I'll be honest. It's possible I can go out there and, you know what I mean? Like, Beyonce walks down the street. It's possible. Likely, definitely not. So I'm just trying to gauge what your reality is and
so what's your likely, Jared?
You took me off topic. This ain't part of the script. Anyway, let me go back to the topic. Like I said, not to be a Debbie Downer, but Manchester United have let us down many times. And when I was walking home today, I was thinking, wait, am I getting too gassed, or is this going to be another, Rangnick, the new manager bounce, and then come in the middle of March, we're thinking we've made the wrong decision.
He's only a 6-month appointment though, Jared.
Yeah, but like, let's say if he does sick, say we win the Champions League, what do we do then?
Keep him.
Well,
as
manager.
No.
Yes.
I'm not doing this.
It's 50-50 as manager.
No, I'm not doing
Okay,
this.
I want to hear why. I want to hear why Son's saying no. Why not?
Najee, go on.
Don't want to hear this shit, man. About he wins Champions League, we get it. It's emotional bullshit, man. Stick to your plan.
This is what I'm saying.
It's a bonus.
No, wait.
It's a bonus.
Wait.
You see Chelsea, yeah? When whatever his name was, Di Matteo won Champions League.
Yeah.
He's still not making it next year, mate. Standard.
Wait, but Rangnick is not Di Matteo.
No, I'm not saying he is. I'm not saying he is. I'm telling you that. No. Oh my God, I'm not doing this.
No. I'm not even gonna make an excuse for things. You're assuming that this Man United have a plan.
Wait, got my left. I'm not doing this. I'm thirsty right now. I'm not doing this, brethren. If you have a plan and a structure, you do not go away from it. Yeah, you on the hard shit, man. I'm on free shit. I make sense now.
I'm not saying deviate from the plan. You're right, but I'm saying I don't trust United to have a plan because I don't think United have a plan.
No, I get that.
Get Rangnick and then we go.
No, 100% I get that, and I'm not saying I trust them to do the right thing. I've seen too many smoke screens. What I'm having hope is that, let's be honest, we didn't see this happening, and I'll give Rangnick the most respect in the sense of there's no way he's signing a contract if he knows guaranteed what he's getting, 100%, because they've approached him once. They were a bit like, I don't really want to give you that power. I want to be director of football. Cool. They've clearly come to some agreement to get it going. Now, with the greatest respect, if Rangnick does a job in the Champions League and then still says no, I'm taking over as director of football. Again, that says everything about the man himself. I want to build your club, and you got to trust me to bring the manager in who can do what I do. And then there's more respect. Then he brings in a Ten Hag, which he will. I'm telling you now, he's bringing Ten Hag. End of the season. Mark my words, it's happening. Yeah, we get Ten Hag. It is what it is, because then it's a case of let's build a proper structure. I'm going to show you how to do it. Because
do you guys think we're actually going to get Ten Hag?
That was my next question, guys. Like, what manager?
Trick it to Alice, because
what manager realistically do you think a Ten Hag is feasible, or are we still gonna jump on the Pochettino hype we had? Like,
this is what I feel, because when you get Rangnick in, his style is most similar to Ten Hag out of Rodgers, Poch, Ten Hag. Yeah. So I'm like, are we getting Rangnick in?
Sorry,
yeah.
Brenda
can't come in this place. Brenda is not allowed. Sorry, Alice, she's not allowed.
Yeah, I think like you go, you get Rangnick in, that couldn't Ten Hag, we're going for Ten Hag. But then you also look at it and go, when has Man United ever had a plan? Are we, like a team with a plan would go get Rangnick is interim until we get Ten Hag in, because Rangnick and Ten Hag, there's not too much difference in that style of play. I think, Rangnick is more Ten Hag than Poch. But United, I don't think like that. I don't think they have a plan. And I think it will be between Poch and Ten Hag. And I think it will depend about, Rangnick is being given a role on the board, once he's done, but how much power they're going to let him say, how much of a say are they going to let him have? Because I think if Rangnick has a say, he'll be saying probably get Ten Hag, he'll probably be saying get those coaches in. But I think if, Rangnick, although he's going to be given a position, if the board still overrun it, they're probably going to say, well, Poch, he didn't get much money and he consistently got top 4 with Spurs in the Premier League, blah, blah, blah. They'll like that. The Glazers will like Poch because didn't spend that much money with Spurs, got top 4 a lot. That's what the Glazers want. They want like a Wenger or like a Sir Alex, someone that they know is just going to get you in the top 4 every season, and you can give them all in terms of transfers. So I feel like they would prefer Poch, but again, I don't really know. But I'd say I think Rangnick's going to have some kind of impact on maybe decisions, and there is stories about Rangnick bringing in some coaches as well coming out.
I was just about to say, with Rangnick, what people need to understand, this in general as well, is that his recruitment policy is incredible.
Yeah.
He was the guy who's got Kimmich before people understood who Kimmich was. Yeah, he was the guy who got Keita. He's the guy who found Bobby Firmino and brought that player through. He's also the guy responsible for Haaland. And you look at the prices he got them man for, you're looking at like 1.5 mil euro. Like some of their man to start them. He's got a very good eye for talent and players. If he goes above as a director of some form, there's no way I can see him not having control over the basics as a minimum, i.e. player profiling, i.e. in terms of the coaches, i.e. in terms of the setup of the youth, in order to set them up in a certain way where we have a style of play. And as Alice greatly said, Ten Hag fits that perfectly. It won't come down. I don't think Glazers will be in charge of who they bring in. Maybe they go to Ten Hag and they go to Rangnick and my man goes, we either want a Poch or a Ten Hag. You need to choose out of the two. Maybe that's the level of which Glazers will then pick one or the other. But I think he would then genuinely divert them into an area where at least you're picking the right manager that he knows he could work with and work under. Ten Hag for me has to be the one. Pochettino, in my opinion, yes. And this is very, very... It sounds harsh, but it's not against Poch. It's just based on Poch's experiences under poor ownership. I think he's reached his ceiling. In my opinion, it's still as it stands. I mean, we haven't got Rangnick yet; he isn't signed. So as it stands, if it is a smokescreen, and we look at the sad side of it, if it is the Glazers still running shit, then Poch doesn't bridge the gap for me in terms of getting us from where we need to be in terms of consistently dominating and challenging game by game. So until Ten Hag is a no-go, in my opinion, you don't even speak about Poch until he's definitely 0% chance. If he's 0.0000001% chance, you still go for Ten Hag until it's a definite zero, because he is the next manager for the future, no doubt in my mind. That's what you got to think ahead of the curve now. Man City close to losing their manager in a couple of years. Liverpool the same. They're 100% on looking at Poch. They will be looking at Ten Hag and be doing everything to get him because their structure says so. It's as simple as that. And if they get him, then we ain't bridging no gap, not even with a Poch. So in my opinion, Ten Hag has to be the one. And if they get him in, then maybe I'm not going to say I'm going to back the Glazer. I never will. They've put me through from its turmoil. But what I will do is give him one little...
one.
No, one.
Good. No, I agree. But one is the max.
Osman, obviously, you echo those thoughts. Ten Hag, I think, was he your second choice or first choice?
I mean, Luis Enrique was my number one.
Yeah.
I'd probably put Ten Hag second behind Luis Enrique because they play similar brand of football. I mean, in terms of what we're looking for, obviously, Najee absolutely spot on. You know, Conte lost to Slovenian Farmers today. Well, I've got to think about him.
They lost today, you know. Oh my days.
Yeah, to Slovenian Farmers. We may have dodged a bullet there, but we'll have to get to that in the show. But yeah, Ten Hag for me is just he's the best fit for what I want to see in Man United, as in terms of playing exciting football, possession-based football, and trying to actually impose ourselves on the opposition. And that's the Man United that I personally think is best suited for the success of this club, and obviously for us as fans to enjoy. So I completely echo what Najee said. In terms of Poch, I just think that is always going to be the Glazers pick, really. I really hope Rangnick gets to saying it, because if it's up to the Glazers, they will pick Poch without a shadow of a doubt, because he is perfect for the Glazers. As Alice has mentioned earlier, I mean, shoestring budget. He'll appease the fans to an extent. He'll play the youth, play decent football, get us top four, etc., etc. But he'll never bridge that gap to really get us competing at the top upper echelons of football. So for me, it has to be Ten Hag after this Rangnick appointment.
Yes. Let me just read a few comments. We're saying Carrick to beat Chelsea now. I won't be surprised to see Carrick stay on and learn his trade. For me, they all have to leave as soon as he arrives. And obviously the news that
he's sorry to interrupt you. His assistant Lars, I can't pronounce his second name. Is it Korenka? I think that's what you said. I might have got that completely wrong. But that is actually alongside the Rangnick news. That is fantastic news. That his assistant, who was with him at Hoffenheim, Schalke, RB Leipzig, and at Moscow as well, is joining him. So someone that he trusts. I mean, he's also the man behind the gegenpress in terms of initiating that in training, obviously instilling that into the players. So he's really integral of instilling the positive sort of parts of Rangnick's philosophy, i.e. winning the ball high up the pitch. So yeah, I think Lars as an assistant is a huge appointment for us as well moving forward.
Sorry, De Gea just tweeted something. I don't know what he means. Let me see if I can get it out.
Did you read it out? Or?
No, it's a picture which is very... Let me just get out because it's it's actually bad. Obviously, he's put... Let me get out. Sorry, people.
Okay, fair enough. You know, whilst we mentioned here while you're getting it out, obviously people...
Pause.
Yeah, pause. Pause. Yeah, he missed it.
No, it's second nature to him. That's why.
Keep hitting.
Can you not see that?
Right.
What does this mean?
Loading game, please wait. 3011.
What game are you playing, bro? Tetris.
No, it It might just be a branding. It might just be a branding thing, man.
That's definitely branding.
I think it'll be branding because Salniguez did new club and everyone linked him to United.
Yeah,
just to announce his new like FIFA club or something.
Well, is this De Gea?
Yeah.
It's probably some branding, man. Don't worry about it, man. No,
hopefully it's captaincy. I was just about to say hopefully it's
Yeah, that was my next question. Obviously, have you not seen the Van der Vaart video about Maguire?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he actually strips him of captaincy? Oh, okay.
No.
Najee, you want to talk on that?
Listen, it's about time you get to F. Listen, I like people keeping the same energy. Majority of the football world, they come hard on our players, whether that's pundits, whether it's our own fans. So keep the same energy. Because I'll be honest with you, half the time people are coming hard at our players, it's for non-footballing related stuff. You know which players I'm talking about. So when we talking about football related stuff, he deserves it all in a bag, and he thinks he's better than he is. So I like people to be humbled. Humble yourself. I hate people thinking they're better than they are and acting like they're better than they are. I'll tell you this, and I'll tell you this again, yeah. The moment I started laughing, yeah, I almost pissed my pants. I generally did as well, yeah. Because you start laughing and then you start laughing more, you don't laugh and then it gets worse. That was me.
Listen,
but listen,
I'm the king of that, man.
Exactly. So you understand, yeah. When Varane's come over here, and I'll tell you this till my face goes blue, yeah. It can't go blue because I got too much melanin. But you get what I'm on about, right? I know as much as you, man. So don't worry, man. I just see my man down here all shiny and that, blessed and cocoa water. I'm only half breed. So I'm trying to be like you, big man. Yeah, but listen, all I'm saying to you is when Varane was coming through, and my man was saying, being asked about Varane and what he could learn, and then my man saying, Harry Maguire saying, yeah, we can both learn from each other. I stopped there and said, what can you learn? What can he learn from you? Sorry, what can he learn from you? And he said it with chest, and I'm thinking,
back yourself in it, man.
He's got too much head.
Of course.
That's a big
family. Your family friendly show, people.
Thank you so much, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Alex, I know you got a shoot.
Someone clips what I said about De Gea. What Najee said it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah. Alex, we got a shoot off very soon. Quickly before you go, just a bit of a game I'll do with the guys after. You're starting 11 in this Rangnick era. Like, what players do you want to see?
Ladies first.
So from 1 to 11, give me
Let's
the.
Go, Alice.
All right, goalkeeper De Gea. Left back, I am a big fan of Luke Shaw, and I think his problem is he needs a rest and he's not 100% fit. But I think Luke Shaw probably is a better left back than Tellers in form, but I will go with Tellers because I think, we haven't seen what Tellers can do under a good coach. Centre back has to be Varane, and if we're going on form again, Eric Bailly for me. I thought Lindelof was good the other day, but I've always preferred Bailly to Lindelof. Right back, Wan-Bissaka. I don't rate Delo that much personally. For me, not really. But
just asking.
If we're pressing, if we're going to press high and play attacking football, and Delo's going to get done over because Delo can't defend. We need a bit of defensibility.
What formation are you doing quickly?
4-3-3, yeah, 4-3-3. I'll go Matic CDM because he's the only proper one we have. Donny, Bruno.
No Pogba?
He's injured.
No, I mean if everyone fit, who would go?
Say that.
It's a tough one. I want to see Donny in the pivot with Matic, but I would want to see Pogba and Donny kind of rotated. But I like Pogba, but him and Matic versus Leicester, that was the last game. But obviously we have to see a good coach. But I'll probably say Donny for now, just because I want to see him get a run in. Right wing, it's got to be Jadon Sancho. Striker, it's got to be Ronaldo. I think Cavani's going to get some game time though under Rangnick because he presses. He's a hard worker. I like to see that. And then left wing, you got Martial, you got Rashford. You could maybe use Greenwood. I mean, I'd quite like to see Martial, but I think I'll go with Rashford just because of form over the last year. It's been a bit better.
Lovely team. Obviously, you've got to shoot off, like we say every time. It's been an absolute pleasure. I'll let the people know where they can find you.
Just type in Alice Talks Football on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and I should come up.
Lovely stuff, guys. Like I said, subscribe to Alice's channel. It's been a pleasure as always. I will continue with the boys.
Thank you, Alice, for coming on. We appreciate it.
Cheers for having me on. Thanks, guys.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Boys, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Now, let me read.
Just before we carry on, For everyone in the chat, we're not finishing the show. Just Alice needs to
Yeah,
go.
just Alice needs to skip.
Yeah, because everyone in the chat saying fun show. Well, it is a fun show. But yeah, we are carrying on. Obviously, some people might be dropping out because they need to go the commitments, etc. But myself, Jerry, and Kojo, or whoever else is still available, we'll be going as long as we can. But anyways, over to you.
Yeah, let me rephrase the question because you wanted a button. Everyone fit with Rangnick, with Rangnick in charge. What's your starting lineup, Osman? Let me hear it.
Oh, interesting.
What formation are you going for, first of all?
I mean, he plays predominantly a 4-4-2. So I'm just gonna base it off that because obviously that's kind of, I mean, like Kojo kind of alluded to earlier, he's very flexible, etc. with the system. Then obviously he might look at the squad and say, I haven't got the players to play this formation, but I'm gonna base off that. So just to clarify, his 4-4-2 is basically a 4-2-2-2. So obviously the two wingers are inverted forwards, and then the width comes from the fullbacks, which is where Wan-Bissaka, have a nice. You ain't gonna play, my brother. But anyways, let's get into it. David De Gea, the two defenders at the back for me, or the two centre backs, sorry, are very key.
Quickly, on the goalkeeper, do you think he kind of brings
Henderson might be in for a shout because of his sweeper keeper role?
Yeah,
because he's very good at sweeper. I mean, De Gea can learn that. I mean, it's not. With all due
respect,
I know.
I ain't seen it in 10 years.
Listen, people rave about sweeper keeping, and I understand that it's huge in this day and age because it allows you to get a couple of yards on the pitch. I get that, but it's not something ridiculously hard to teach a goalkeeper. Let's be real about it.
I don't know, man.
It's not.
It's not hard, bro. It's just
for me, it's like De Gea doesn't want to do it. There's certain times where,
well, if you don't do it, he's on the bench.
If he doesn't want to do it, there's a difference. But if you're telling my man to do it, and he's willing to apply himself, then what you're getting is a great goalkeeper, world class at his best, learning how to be a sweeper keeper for the system. And learning how to be a sweeper keeper is literally just reading the play, knowing when to come, when not to, and where to play a ball. His kicking isn't that bad. His kicking actually isn't that bad. So
yeah, I mean, just to obviously echo what Kojo said earlier, which I thought was a fantastic point. I might be Najee, actually. I can't remember who said it, but basically, if you're not doing what he asks you, he'll bench. I think it might be you, Najee, actually. He's not scared to obviously shuffle the pack, and that has been one of all of our biggest criticism of Oli. He just plays his favourites regardless of performances. So whether it's Pogba, whether it's Van der Beek, I don't give a shit who's on the bench. Manchester United playing fantastically well and suiting his system and his idea. That's all I care about. So if De Gea is not going to sweep a keep, Henderson's going to start. Okay, but anyways, this is my team. So David De Gea in net. Right back, Delo, no questions asked. Wan-Bissaka, the last couple of weeks has been fucking pissing me off. And I'm not going to mince my words.
Couple of weeks.
One second, let me finish. I'm not going to mince my words because I've been defending Wan-Bissaka against Jerry and Kojo for about a year straight. So this isn't me saying Wan-Bissaka can't improve. He's still young. I still have faith in him. However, as it currently stands, he's like Bambi on ice, and it's actually painful to watch. The guy can't control his feet. I don't understand why. What is going off, my guy? So, Delo, give him a run of games. Delo's probably going to get exposed because he can't fucking defend. But it is what it is. Wan-Bissaka will be back in the team at some point. Anyways, Delo right back. Centre-backs for me are the most important part of this, the key to this jigsaw. Of course, there's other aspects. But these two players have to play, and it's Bailly and Varane because he likes to play a high octane pressing. I seen a stat when I was doing my research prior to the show. 60% of goals under Rangnick at RB Leipzig was scored when they won the ball in the final third. 60% of his goals under his tenure is outrageous. So 6 in 10 goals were scored when they won the ball in the final third. So you can only do that kind of pressing and commit fully when you got recovery pace at the back. Maguire is not going to cut it, my brother. You can't play that kind of football.
Yes, selling him for 20 million.
Legit, bro. The one
Neither.
On the top. Bro,
Neither.
Oh God, he's dead. He's dead food, man. But you can't. Obviously, he's not going to be able to play his high octane football and commit people forward, etc., etc. When one ball at the top is going to kill us every single time because Maguire can't press up. So for me, Varane, Bailly, very simple because of the pace. Of course, they're both quality defenders. And obviously, to squeeze opposition, we need them on the pitch. Left back, I mean, Luke Shaw's been shit this season. There's no denying that. However, I would give him a run again under Rangnick to see what he's capable of. If he doesn't deliver, then same for him. Tellers on, simple as. Moving to midfield, for me, this is the perfect midfield for balance. it's going to be Van der Beek, and it's obviously playing the 4-4-2. So Van der Beek and Fred, because they're both very good at pressing and winning the ball back. Fred, for me personally, right, I'm not being a big fan of him. I'm not going to go back on what I've said about him because I agree with everything I've said. However, winning the ball high up the pitch, as he did against Villarreal, if he gets the instructions to do it, alongside Van der Beek, who's very good, is similar to Herrera in terms of his tenacity to win the ball back, them two will be brilliant in terms of balance. And then obviously you got Sancho on the right for obvious reasons, Rashford on the left, obvious reasons, and then up top you got Cristiano Ronaldo and probably Cavani, to be fair. Cavani and Ronaldo. I know Bruno, obviously, basically Bruno Cavani, the two players swapping their position. So obviously Ronaldo there, and then Bruno Cavani in centre forward. I don't really care which one's which. Either or will do the job to perfection under a prop system. So yeah, that's my 11.
Wow, what a team! I mean, you've dropped Bruno and Pogba, arguably our two best midfielders, as people like to say over the years, which is. But listen, we've got other players, man. Exactly. Before I come to Kojo, let's just refresh our memories on Rangnick's, style of play. Obviously, we've got the video on all this. So let's see if I can put it.
Oh, we've come prepared. Shit, no way.
Yeah, man. Let's refresh our memory. Okay, let's just make sure this works.
Yes, Ali, mind you.
So, can you see that? Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see if you guys can hear it.
High pressing,
yeah,
counter pressing football. I would say fast, proactive, attacking, counter attacking, counter pressing, exciting, and above all, also an entertaining style of football. Jürgen, like myself, we like to press high, and if you watched yesterday's game against Man City, especially in the first half hour, you could see that Liverpool was trying to press very high with the back four almost on the halfway line, and this is pretty similar to my approach. On the other hand, we are not big fans of square and back passes. The goalkeeper,
but Tommy's done.
With contacts, because in every league in the world, the goalkeeper is not the best football player on the pitch. So for that very reason, he should not have the highest amount of contacts. So we do not like back passes to the goalkeeper, and neither do we like square passes. High pressing.
You heard that? Football, sorry.
Fast,
let me pause that. Yeah, man. So you heard what the big man had to say. No square passes, no back passes. Najee, does this change your team, or you're sticking with what you have?
Change my team, man. I mean, listen, I'll give you the same team. I'll just switch it around slightly with one or two players based on the formation. So obviously 4-2-2-2,
yeah,
which ultimately what will be happening going forward, and then the 4-4-2 flat on defense. So for me, yeah, De Gea stays in goal without a doubt. If you're ever going to get cut open because you're playing high press and you get caught, you want a solid keeper there who knows his position. You know what I mean? Incredible reactions in terms of what De Gea offers. So very, very intelligent player in terms of being a goalkeeper. Yonks above Dean Henderson, in my opinion. And he's, as Usman said, easily coachable if you need to bring him as a sweeper keeper. It's not hard. It's basically like teaching Ronaldo to do a step over again. Like, he could do it, no stress. That's a bit disrespectful to goalkeeping coaches. If you keep a coach, I'm sorry. I know it costs a little bit more, but in terms of the entirety of the football game and position coaching, it's quite easy. Well, it's easier to teach a goalkeeper to be a sweeper keeper and when to go. So yeah, De Gea stays in goal for me. I'm gonna go with Bissaka, not Dalot. I'll tell you the reason why. With a right side, in my opinion, of Van der Beek and Sancho, which would obviously be in my team, I generally think that even though he's going to go forward, I've seen him put in a few good crosses when he's had the time to. When against the Villarreal, we saw that beautiful little ping over to Ronaldo, where defender flicked on Ronaldo and scored.
Honestly,
hear me out.
Before he did that, I knew he wasn't going to get to Ronaldo.
Yeah, but if you think about it, he tested the defender enough because it was a perfect ball in terms of the line. If that defender was never there, it was perfect for the touch. He literally came through and was like, oh my God, it's a madness. But anyway, what I'm saying to you is I've seen him make that pass switch a few times in the game. It's not been spoken about because it goes against the grain of Bissaka himself. Now, I'm not saying he's great at it, so don't take it out of context. I think I'm gassing, so I'm not a little kid. I'm a grown human being. Do you know what I mean? I'm a mature man. I'm not saying he's 100%. That's the guy. What I'm saying to you is he has the ability to be able to do that. But I think in a structured system, if he's got a structured system where, again, teams can't actually put him under pressure, because a lot of teams double up on his side, let's be honest, because they know he's a weak link. If you're in a structure, that literally means if they do double up on him, they're going to be so exposed on the opposite side that they can't afford to do that per the game. Give Bissaka more time, he'll make the right choice. Now, I'm not saying he's great, but again, defensively, I want to win that ball back high. If your fullbacks are in a position where it's gone out wide and he's able to win the ball back and he can make those little link-up play, then for me, I think that does it for me. And also his recovery pace is incredible. Dalot cannot tackle. And I'll be honest, I don't see Dalot whipping balls in 24/7 in the game when you've got a Sancho and Van der Beek who like to play on the floor, intricate passing. So again, without going over the top, Bissaka has to be there for me.
Well, just quickly on you said the doubling up. Can he? Obviously, he's a professional footballer, but does he have the ability to switch the ball? Because
I've seen it a couple of times. That's what I'm trying to say. I've seen it a couple of times this season when he's been in tight situations. He's played the 1-2s in tight areas. He's actually made 2 passes from the right back area out to the left back, and the whole other teams had to rush over to the other side. I've seen it happen. Okay. So he's capable. Whether he can do it consistently, I don't agree he can do it consistently. However, under a structure, I'd give him a chance over Dalot. If we had Ethan Laird back, 100% Ethan Laird starts for me. If we had Laird, I won't be talking about Bissaka, but I'm just thinking about minimizing risk. Yeah. It's all right going good forward, but again...
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's me. Bissaka. Moving on, it has to be Varane and Bailly. There's no way you can leave Champions League Varane out and Wakanda, the Wakandan king. You can't. It just doesn't happen.
Sorry, devil's advocate. Yeah, Lindelof. For me, recently, I think he's actually been playing. He's been playing.
Listen, Bon Vicky Linde. Yeah, Vicky Linde can relax. He can stay on the bench for a little bit. Yeah, I rate him higher than Maguire. I do, and I said to it this season. I said even the past first 2 games. Sorry, I said Lindelof will be dropped for Varane. But he just shouldn't be. It should have been Maguire because he's been incredible. Yeah. What all I'm talking about is, again, if the counter attack happens, let's be honest, man. He's made a cotton wool, man. Do you know what I mean? He's not really that man who will give you that shoulder and go, yeah, it's my ball. For me, Eric Bailly, King of Wakanda, dominating that all day. He's putting on his suit, not even putting his helmet on. Didn't even get his claws out. He's just putting on his suit and doing the madness. Varane, for me, you already know, man. Rolls Royce that turns into the Batmobile if he needs to. It is what it is. And then, of course, on the left back, I'm sorry, but I have to go with Shaw for the simple fact of, again, slight defensive abilities over Tellers. Yeah. Now, again, when we get comfortable with this new formation, then I can start to say, right, Dalot and Bissaka, you're good to go. Similar to Trent, where Trent is allowed to stay forward. His deficiencies as a defender isn't. You know what I mean? They're not up there. But again, because the system's so ingrained, you can afford to have a Trent Arnold. So again, you could afford to have a Dalot. That's when I start to bring them in. But for the interim period, the 6 months, to make sure at least you've got a bit of defensive work there, Shaw has to start for me, even though he's been out of form. The sexy bit, which is as we're getting to...
Before you get to the midfield, obviously we got a comment. I think
go for it.
Echoes the point. Our defenders never defending as a unit, which made individuals look bad. Dalot is good. If we defend as a unit, personnel won't matter.
Nah.
What do you... You're gone.
Yeah,
you're back.
There you go. My big Papa Fox trying to call me. What's going on? You gotta relax. Listen, I'll keep it quick and be so I can ball him back. But if you play with a Van der Beek, Van der Beek and Fred in midfield, for me that's the energy you need. I can only echo what Usman said. He's bang on the money. And in terms of intricate passing and the 1-2 touch, Van der Beek will find that killer pass just to get the counter attack started ASAP before defenders could even get their shape. I know the comment before. What was the comment before you cut off? Yeah, listen, I get Dalot looks good, but again, just to counteract that, when it's the same when I see Maguire. Like when it's got nothing to do with structure, and it's about what can you do as an individual, put your presence on the game or put your presence on the situation. Dalot's had many times where his positional sense is awful in terms of shaping up an attacker. Like he lets people drift past into his. That's got nothing to do, in my opinion. And this is specifically one-on-ones. If you're playing high attacking, potentially going to be in a lot of one-on-ones. So I just don't trust him in that respect. But again, moving on. Van der Beek and Fred have to be in the midfield. Call it the DM role, call it whatever you want. Again, you've got the energy, but at the same time, you've got the tactical ability just to be able to fizz them passes in, win the ball high. For me, has to happen. And the work rate you can never question. Your midfield spine, and always look at the spine in any team. Varane, Bailly, Tuanzebe, if he come back on loan for me, personally, I'm a big fan of Tuanzebe. But again, Varane, Bailly, Fred, Van der Beek, you look at that box spine, for me, that is immense. That's strong as anything. So that's perfect for me. Again, inverted forwards. This is where I'm going to go against the grain slightly. Rashford would play
left.
Do I put him on? Sancho would obviously be on my right hand side. However,
you go Marcel.
I'm going to go Bruno.
Bruno, that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
I'm going to go Bruno on as an inverted forward, ultimately.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to go Greenwood and Ronaldo.
Ooh, that's
Greenwood for me under Rangnick. He will get so many chances, confidence, striker, link up play when he needs to. For me, that's perfect. So I go Ronaldo and Greenwood, and then I think from there it's game over.
Fair enough.
That's
we
very...
got options, bro. Man, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
man. So much options, bro.
I can't even be mad at that because it's true. Everyone's probably going to pick the bait names, but we still got Greenwood in the club. We've got Marshall.
Gunwood.
Exactly. Kojo, this is your expertise, man. Football manager things. Ragnar, are you sticking with the same formation as the boys, 4-2-2-2, or obviously he's flexible? What would
I judging off the personnel that we have, I don't think we have the team to work with a 4-2-2. Even though I feel like it's all saying, giving me the sort of his keys in January, he wants to bring 1 or 2 players because I think he wants more tactical flexibility. I would stick with a 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. Take a pick. De Gea would be in goal. Tellers would be at left back. Right back.
Yeah, what's your reasoning? Because for me, Luke Shaw's just on form, but go ahead.
No, he's on.
Right.
Oh, man, posing for the camera and that. Big up.
Jeez, go on, Coach.
Don't screenshot that.
The universe didn't agree with that Tellers shout, man. Kojo.
I was about to say, literally, never disconnects you. Is he back?
I'm back.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry. So the reason I play Tellers is because if we talk about Rangnick's football and you compare it to obviously your Jurgen Klopp's and I guess your Ten Hags and all that as well, every player on that pitch knows how to ball play and ball play to a very high level. Tellers is a better ball playing left back than Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, I don't trust both of them defensively. Luke Shaw is better defensively than Tellers, but Rangnick's not coming here to primarily think about the defensive side of it. He's primarily looking to control games. And we need to have players that are good on the ball, that are technical.
Bro, that's a breath of fresh air to hear that.
It's not about just whipping balls into Ronaldo as well, because Ronaldo will play different roles where he can drop off a little bit, play a bit of 1-2s. It's about using technical ability from set pieces, because Luke Shaw's been taking a lot of them, but quite frankly, Tellers has history of being very good at set pieces when he balls in. And then on the right side, I would go Dallo. I understand what you guys made fair points about Dallo and his offensive abilities, but again, I also say this, and I'll go back to Wan-Bissaka on this. I don't think Wan-Bissaka is a good defender. I think he's very good one-on-one, but there's more aspects to a defensive position than that. And for me, I'm not saying Dallo has this, so please don't misquote me, because whether it's Dallo or Wan-Bissaka, I think you're going to have the same issue. When you are off the ball and you are facing a counter-attack, because Man United are going to want to control games, when you're facing a counter-attack, you need people that are tactically or that read the game. That's what I'm looking for. They read the game properly. And I'm not saying Dallo does that, but Wan-Bissaka doesn't do that either. And I'd rather have Dallo's attacking prowess. No, I call it prowess. Not completely there yet, but ability over Wan-Bissaka's. I think he has a lot more ball playing skill. I think he's smarter going forwards. I think he's a lot more comfortable going forward. It's the more key thing for me. Wan-Bissaka still doesn't look very comfortable when he's moving progressive with the ball. And then the centre back, I would have Varane and Lindelof. And the reason why
hold on. I know people are getting on his back, but does Maguire, is his days numbered?
Listen. Let me tell you this.
Inshallah.
I hate recovery defending. You guys know how I talk about it. I say that picking Lindelof of a Bailly when it comes to recovery defending doesn't really make sense in the longer term. But for me, Again, I'm looking at United are trying to control games. We're going to concede goals. Whichever the centre backs are, whoever the full-backs are, Man United are going to concede goals. That's not going to change. But I'd rather know that we have the players to control games and feel comfortable. And Lindelof, not only does he read the game well, because if we talk about criticism, it's aerial and physicality. Yeah. But in this kind of style of football, we're not looking to be too physical. What we're trying to do is just read the game. He reads the game well. He always looks to get his forwards coming at him, going out wide. He's not letting them go in the middle, in the front. If you're going to beat him, you have to beat him proper. Varane has the know-how. We know Varane. We have to talk about him. And more than that as well, his ball-playing skill is excellent. He sees runs.
So are you saying then you're having Captain America over Black Panther?
Wait, what?
You're having Captain America, like Lindelof's Captain America in it, just for the. So is that what you're telling me?
Hey, listen, I'm Wakanda forever, but listen, this is the kingdom of Old Trafford, bro, and this is not Marvel. And thankfully, I think the way he ball plays, he sees runs from a distance. He plays balls expertly well as well.
Very good ball play.
So I'd have that. Now, when it comes to the midfield, so Fred and Van der Beek, whether it's 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1, that would be my two. And I would actually rotate between Pogba and Bruno. I have never said that they don't play together, they can't play together. I think they can, but I think for the betterment of the team, there's no issue rotating the two of them. And hell, I'm not a fan of Pogba being out left wing, but if Martial and Rashford are not performing, there's another option with his ability to go there. He's played it before. He's done a decent job. So I would rotate between those two.
Can I ask you a question quickly, just while you're talking about that? You mentioned Martial. Would you see Martial playing as more of a striker role under Rangnick and being able to be coached to fit a system better rather than playing as the inverted forward?
No. Well, actually, no. Yeah, I think actually no. Thing with Martial is, I'm not even going to talk about pressing because he's never pressed. He's never been a pressing kind of guy. But I think what's lucky for him and also lucky for Ronaldo actually is, right, in a lot of Rangnick's style, the striker doesn't press too much, which is nice. Because I think the idea is if your wingers and your midfielders can win the ball, my number 9 can go ahead and just try and score goals. But my issue with Martial is I don't feel he still has that striker's instinct, that want and that need for goals. Cavani has that. Ronaldo has that. Greenwood has that. They need goals in their game. They want to score goals. They want to come with 2, 3, 4. So that's where I feel like he's going to suffer. And I feel like this is going to be a big time for him. These 7 months will be big for him because if he can implement pressing into his game, if he can think about becoming a total number 9 where he's greedy for goals, where he's just saying, you know what, I can see you if I pass it to you, it's an open tapping, but I want that goal. If he has that in him and it is brought out, then you see a different beast. That's a different Martial.
Can I just ask you a question on Marcel actually? Because I think for me personally, if you look at obviously the way Klopp uses Firmino, I've always kind of compared Martial to potentially playing in a false 9. Now I know for me personally, his strengths are his ability to obviously hold the ball, bring people into the game, and as Rangnick kind of plays with the 2 forwards, 1 centre forward behind the striker, so to speak, do you think he could potentially use him in a similar role to how Klopp uses Firmino in terms of a false 9?
He could do, but again, here comes the issue.
That's a great question, Osman. Love that.
It is a great question, but here's my issue again. So Firmino doesn't get a lot of goals, but if you watch when Liverpool sort of win the ball up in the final third, he is always ready to turn and go in. Unless Salah or Mane are already there, he's ready to just get in there and try and get goals. So that's why he gets a lot of those tap-ins, a lot of those headers. That's the kind of thing he does. Ty makes a fair point about Martial shouldn't having the physical ability to do so, but he doesn't actually do it. Because as a striker, when he gets the ball and he's back to goal, he knocks it off to someone, I'm begging for him to make that turn and go, but he doesn't do that. Because he doesn't do that, regardless of whether it's false 9 or just an actual number 9, I don't believe in him to do that kind of thing. And that's an issue that he should sort out for himself.
This is where I feel coaching is going to come into it now, because we haven't had much elite level coaching. And yes, when Martial was turned into a striker under Oli in his first season, he did very well making those runs. Great return. However, he didn't look natural to his game. Martial, yes, he's 24 now, 25 maybe. 25. Yeah, Yeah, he's touching prime years of his career. However, when I always talk about ballers, I always say look at the intelligence of a player. Intelligence allows you to develop quicker. Stubbornness halts you. If you focus on your talent rather than what you can learn, then ultimately you're going to be stubborn enough to stay stuck in your ways because you're always going to be fighting what you should be learning with what you already know. And, you know, for example, let's say Greenwood had this a bit of an ego in that respect and knew that he had both feet and knew he could score from anywhere. When a coach is saying, look, I'd rather you bring it in and make this pass here, the simple 3-yard pass here, rather than do a step over and shoot. Let's say, for argument's sake, Greenwood's like, nah, because I prefer to step over because I can score from me. It's good. Like, that could be a halt in progress. Martial is smart enough and intelligent enough to know how to move on a pitch. Give him the keys to a car, you'll be able to do it. And we've seen that under Ollie, in my opinion. So I think he could be coached. I just don't think by nature he'd be great at it. And it's not in his game. But I think he is one player you could bring off the bench and still dominate with and still put pressure on.
Yeah, so I think, I'll just finish off with my one because I need to finish up, obviously. That's my issue with Martial. I just don't trust him to do so at the end of the day. And he is coaching, but there's people say some people are not coachable. They can't learn new things. Some people can't learn new things. They can't add. I remember in that season, he said Solskjaer be happy because he played like an actual number 9. I was like, so why do you do it more often, bro? Just continue it. But anyway, to finish off our team, my front three is easy. Sancho on the right, Ronaldo in the middle, Rashford on the left. Because you need people that are just going to press. Rashford is going to run. If Rangnick tells his boy to run, he's going to run. And he used to be a number 10 as well when he was younger. So there's a bit of bringing back his old game into his new game as well. Because if you have inverted players and you have your fullbacks bombing, he doesn't have to worry about tellers. He can find tellers and he can come in more into the middle, find that space and use his ability to shoot. And he's still got a bit of creativity about him a little bit. He's not a creative player, but he's got a little bit of creativity about him. Can do 1-2s. That can work. Sancho, I think he's just going to find mad space with this guy's style of play. And that's going to where he's going to thrive. And then I'd have to talk about Ronaldo. Imagine Ronaldo helped put us through to the Champions League knockouts. And I'm in the group chat. Man, them are telling me there's problems still with Ronaldo. I'm just like, are you man still doing this? I didn't even talk. I said, what's the point? At this point, if you're going to
We'll see now when you're under a manager that expects pressing. We'll see if the myth about Ronaldo being the problem is either factual or it's a myth. So, yeah, we'll find out either way now.
Anyway, guys, we've actually gone over time. It's been a great stream. Just before we go, there's a big game on Sunday, boys. Do you think this news has any impact on the team? Or is it just Sir Carrickey doing what Sir Carrickey does? Osman, quickly come to you. Chelsea are away.
My cousin in the comments, fucking I'll be on soon, man.
Yeah, don't worry, he's coming, man. Just
I'll come soon, but don't worry, Habibi.
Chelsea away, man. What are you saying? Quickly.
Yeah, like work, man. We're winning league. Carrick's in charge of this, right? Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, Lord have mercy. Just don't lose. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, just please avoid a defeat. Obviously, I don't have much hope in Carrick, really, in terms of outsmarting Tuchel, who's quite cleanly proven that he's a very good technician, tactical technician, should I say. But, yeah, for me, if we get a result, I was going to say 1, but I don't think the new manager thing is going to really have a huge impact just yet because he's not going to be in training. He's not going to be preparing the game. Although we would love to say that, I think he's going to start on Monday, which would make sense. And then obviously his first game would be Arsenal. So yeah, I don't think this is going to make a difference. But Carrick, from Carrick's perspective, this is probably his last ever game in charge as a Man United manager, hopefully in his history as a manager. So he's going to want to make sure he stays undefeated. So he's got. If I'm Carrick, I'm thinking that surely, because then you can always say for the rest of your life, well, I'm undefeated as a Man United manager. So surely he's going to have a bit of incentive. So I'm going to say 1-1 draw, more hope than actual. Intuition, so to speak.
Najee, coming to you next. Obviously, for me personally, this could be an audition for certain players because I'm sure Rangnick will be tuning in come 4:30 Sunday.
Probably at stadium, innit? I'd imagine.
Maybe. So, what are you saying about the Chelsea game quickly before we head out?
Yeah, man. Doesn't change my input in terms of what I think the result will be. I don't think you can beat structure, a world-class coach, and a quality team with that much depth overnight. Just offer a bit of good vibes. I know Ollie managed to do it at the start of his tenure. Big up yourself, but realistically, it's not going to change anything for me regarding what I feel result-wise. However, what I saw against Villarreal was that if you're structured enough and keep working on the things you're working on, which was evident, you may have a chance. And if you can frustrate the opposition and get them pulling out of position, and then obviously you start to make the right changes, you may be able to nick something. Now, I genuinely believe this United team will at least try their best to play in a way which I can enjoy and hopefully get behind. Carrick, for me, I think if he learns quick, based on what he saw, if he puts Van de Beek back in the 6 hole on the position,
that's what I thought as well.
And then he puts Bruno as the 10, I think he's got the best chance ever to at least create something and put some respect on his name. I think if that doesn't work out for him, I think he's done the best he could do with that setup and the players at his disposal. And if they press in the way they were pressing before in terms of as a team, and they look structured defensively the best they can, you can't ask for much more than that, especially from a Carrick. So I'm not going to be upset about the result, but if we get a win, it'll be an extra positive. So yeah, just I will back the team, and I do have a little belief that he could go and at least get a point against Chelsea, and I'll be rooting for that.
Oh, over to you, Sir Kojo. Chelsea away, man.
Yeah, it's very simple for me. I think Carrick will be fine. I don't think we'll be trounced. This is going to sound very odd for me because I haven't been very positive about Man United ever on Uzma's channel. But I'm actually going to go and say United win 2-1.
What? Nah, Kojo.
I haven't. No, it's not about new manager bounce either. I just think I feel like
I need you to explain why you think Man United are going to win.
No, I feel like we're just going to do a victory. This is our games against Chelsea from present, past, and it will be in the future as well. They're just very unpredictable. You talk about derbies and form going out the window. Man United versus Chelsea is form always goes out the window. So I'll just go United 2-1 and a late winner.
I love that.
I suppose what man's collecting receipts. You're not right, I'm collecting receipts.
Yeah, of course, man. Right. I knew that's what he was asking. I was ready to clip.
I want you to elaborate on it so I actually can clip it because not to par him, just so I can fucking put it down, innit? But listen, just before Jerry wraps up, I just want to say to Maz, sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, myself and Aaron, Mr. Aaron's UTD, we're going to do a show tomorrow at 9 o'clock breaking down the Rangnick tactics. We're going to go through the philosophy in more detail. So any questions you got for that, obviously, I think you asked one here regarding this one, yeah. All that will be answered tomorrow, so make sure you do check that out. Obviously, subscribe, drop a like, all that good stuff, and stay tuned for that one tomorrow. So that's all I want to say before I forget.
The Chelsea game for me, the importance for me is the clean sheet, man. Like, it was so refreshing to see us not concede on Tuesday. And for me, as long as we can keep it tight at the back, I think we got every chance to go there and win, man. And I know I'm a bit optimistic, but we win against Chelsea. Listen, 9 points is not that big with the Christmas period, with games coming thick and fast.
Jerry,
you're moving up my boy KG still.
I'm big up KG,
I rate it.
We love KGs and absolutely. But Jerry, keep going.
Listen, I don't care, bro. Put my neck on the line. Listen, Chelsea, yeah. When was the last time Chelsea beat us? Someone tell me, please.
You tell us. You're the one saying we're gonna. You're the one saying 9 points is salvageable for title.
We beat Chelsea. The rest of the league are eyebrows will be raised. I'm telling you, we beat Chelsea. Eyebrows will be raised. It's the perfect segue.
Do you think we're beating Chelsea? Not if we beat. Do you think we beat Chelsea?
Is Lukaku back? And
I think so. Yeah, actually.
I actually
Lukaku's back. Yeah, put Eric Bailly on him. He's going nowhere.
Yeah, I need a focal point up top because once they play that false time with Havertz and when they start doing that stuff, I think Maguire's suspended, isn't it?
Yeah, advantage by United.
Hey, yeah, man, I got a good hunch, man. United 2, Chelsea 0. There's a video. There's a clip. Do with it what you want. Come on, man. It's a new day. It's a new dawn, and I'm feeling good, people. But on that note, we're going to wrap up there, like we do always. I'm going to start with Najee. Always a pleasure doing streams with him, bro. Tell them where they can find you, man.
Listen, man, I'm here for a short time, not a long time, as you know. Is what it is. Listen, big up Osman first and foremost, for allowing me to be on here. But listen, round of applause from me. You're gonna get more than Edward Wood and them, man. Yeah, Jerry, first time hosting.
Thank you.
First time hosting. Big up yourself, man. You know what I mean. Big up yourself. Yeah, man. Listen, I'll keep it short and sweet. I try my best anyway to keep it short and sweet. Clearly, I'm an only child in it, so if I talk to people, I'm like, oh my god, friends, it's mad. No, I'm joking. I'm an only child though still. Listen, yeah, catch me on Twitter, Sunshine47, SONSHINE47, as it says down there. And again, stay tuned for new YouTube content coming January, mid-January.
Yes.
Flipping the whole script. Sunshine47 again, but with a space between the E and the 47, man. Big up yourselves, man. Oh yeah, and if you want to come in the Twitter spaces, as Usman knows, Jerry knows, and obviously free midfield, big up yourself, man. Make sure you come through on the Twitter space. You'll see it there, man. Always get everyone in who speaks facts and knowledge and has a bit of banter with us, man. So yeah, man. If you sound something good, you know where to find us, man.
Love that. This comment quality as well.
Kojo, you know the routine, man.
Yep. Free Midfield podcast on YouTube, Free Midfield everywhere else, including Twitter and TikTok. If you want to hear me and my cousin Alex sing,
I was about to say, if you haven't seen Kojo's video, I'm gonna shout out. Just very listen. I know I'm good. You went here, Kojo, early because I was gonna play as the fucking intro, but you went here. So on Monday, don't worry, the intro is gonna be John Cena's to the show without a shadow of a doubt. I can't wait for that.
Wonderful. Yeah, play that. But yeah, free midfield everywhere. So come check us out. And of course, I'm here on Usman Talks United Mondays, Wednesdays, and anytime he wants me.
Yes, and obviously you guys know Usman. You know the name, you know the face. But
Jerry,
Usman,
you forget me, Jerry.
Oh, me. Oh, that's for me. Listen, I got a little channel on the side there. United Team Talk on YouTube. Obviously, I've gathered the information from my bros, and we'll be going live at 10 to just give our quick 2-piece. A bit of mixed views in my house right now because obviously my bro was only in and my little bro doesn't even know who Rangnick is. So it's going to be funny. Make sure you check us out at 10 p.m. Obviously, I'll be on Usman Talks United every now and then. Obviously,
See your brother's Ollie in.
He was riding, bro.
All right, cool. Yeah. Send him back to mommy's house. It's done.
Hey, listen. Yeah, it's going to be fun. But yeah, Usman Talks United Thursdays. Co-host, host. I'm always happy to do, the job.
He's here on the regular thing. Listen, I'm gonna shout. You're not doing a good job, so
yeah, I know.
Make sure you go to United Team Talk. Yeah, if you want to see Jerry smash it on FIFA, go and check out the content. Man's doing career mode there, doing great podcasts with his brothers, and he's here every Thursday. Go and subscribe. Subscribe to fucking Kojo as well, the legend. Go and check out Sunshine on the spaces, the homie. Listen, everyone's links are down below. Go support them, and them is free. And we'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Me and Aaron breaking the thing down. Rangnick, Aaron's German. Aaron knows this thing. So yeah, we got a German specialist in the building tomorrow. So yeah, show the people love. It's free. We appreciate you, man. There we go, Jerry.
Let me take it out, guys. It's been Usman Talks United with Usman, Kojo, and Najee. Myself.
You said let me pull out.
Huh?
No.
No, I'm just out of here, man. Sorry, bro.
Let me do that again. Usman Talks United. It's been me, myself, Jerry, your host, with Usman, Kojo, and Najee. Obviously, the promos. Smash the like, subscribe if you're new, push the notification bell so you know when Usman goes live. And yes, people, Rangnick is at the wheel. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Left, dudes.